All right, so we talked about converting mixed numbers to improper fractions before. So we're going to first convert this mixed number to an improper fraction by taking the whole number, 4, times the denominator, 2, and adding 1, giving us 9 over 2. Okay, so we have 9 over 2 pounds, or since this is a terminating fraction, we can say, well, 2 goes into 9 4 times. It's going to leave us with an 8 and a remainder of 0. So now I'm going to bring in a decimal and I'm going to put in a 0. I meant a remainder of 1. I'm going to put in a 0 and bring it down, and where I put this decimal in my divisor, I'm also going to put it up here in my quotient or my solution. And now how many times does 2 go into 10? Well, that's 5. So you can also write 4.5 as 4.5 or 9 over 2. And it all depends on, what arena you're in as far as what numbers you're dealing with. Now, anytime you're in fraction form, it's the most exact answer to that question. Once you start getting into decimals, you're actually approximating. This just happens to terminate. All right, so we need to know, well, what is our conversion factor, right? And so you have your conversion factors available for you, and we know that 1 pound equals 16 ounces. All right, so in our train tracks, this pounds, this unit of pound, it's in the numerator, it's in the top. All right, so we're gonna just leave that there, and we're gonna include our conversion factor, where 1 pound will give us 16 ounces. And now we can cancel the units pounds, and now we can do some canceling also with these numbers, because 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 16 8 times, and now we just multiply across. 9 times 8 divided by 1 will give us 72 ounces. So 4.5 pounds is equivalent to 72 ounces. Right? So hopefully you're saying to yourself, that makes sense because ounces is smaller than pounds, therefore that number in front of my ounces should be bigger if I'm looking for equivalency. Right? And nothing would change if we have 4.5 pound and 1 pound per 16 ounces. 1 pound. Right? So our units will cancel. You got 4.5 times 16. Well, 4 times 16 is 64, right? 4 carry my 2. And then half of 16 is 8. So plus 8, and that gives me 72, right? That's just me doing the math without always having to rely on my calculator. But you can always just verify it by just double checking. All right, so now we're going from 0.45 tons, capital T, tons. So capitalization and lowercase is very important when we're talking about abbreviations, and we're taking this to pounds. So again, we need to know our conversion factor, that 1 ton equals 2,000 pounds. Okay, and so just like before, if you wanted to convert this to a fraction, 0.45 is just saying 45 hundredths, and so that's just 45 over 100 ton, right, where the T would go up here. So it's just a matter of preference on what makes it easier. Now, if this was like 0.33, I wouldn't recommend you converting it to a decimal then, because more than likely the 0.33 is rounded. All right, so I'm gonna just leave it in decimal form and work from there. So we have 0.45 tons, or 45 hundredths of a ton, and we just said that 1 ton is 2,000 pounds. We can cancel our units tons, and we're just going to multiply straight across. 0.45 times 2,000. What's that about? Half of that would be 1,000, so about 900. So 0.45 times 2,000, and we get a solution of 900 pounds. All right, so still using our train track method, still coming up with these right solutions. And again, I'm hoping that this is being very helpful as you continue to make your way through this unit.